Some of what I'm about to show you is a bit technical, but a lot of it is just really simple things that you can implement in your life right now. And I'm just going to say right now, I do give an Oscar-winning performance in this. I'm excited to say that this video is being sponsored by Thrive Market. We'll get to that in just a bit. How often have you needed to stop at the grocery store for that one thing, and then you realize you have a whole grocery list sitting on a piece of paper at home? I know there was something else I needed to buy. Stink. What was it? Man, I don't have my list. Ugh. So an easy solution that we came up with is use the Reminders app on your phone. Now, I do have an iPhone, so if you have an Android, it's probably different, but I'm assuming this is something you can do on that as well. It's actually pretty simple. Let me show you how to do it. Okay, I realize not everybody wants to see the step-by-step, so if you're one of those, go to right here and we'll keep going on the video. Just pull up the Reminders app on your phone, and you're going to add a list. Now you can see I already have a grocery list shared, but I'll make a new one for you guys. So add a list, and you can name it whatever you want. I'm going to just say groceries 2. So I know to delete this one. You can change the top part to be whatever you want. I'm gonna put a little basket there to show that it's a grocery list. The next thing to do is to choose your list type. It comes up as a default as standard. So I'm going to push on the standard thing, and underneath it says groceries. Push groceries. That's it. Hit done. And now you have your groceries list. Now when you add an item, let's say I'm going to add blueberries. Hit enter, and it will now sort it by the sections in your grocery store. Now you want to share it. So you're going to push the little box with the arrow going above it. So I'm going to share this with my husband, Doug. He's going to wonder why he's getting a second grocery list. Doug. And it's going to actually pull up this for him so he can actually add it. When he adds something, it automatically goes on my list and vice versa. And as you can see, there's little circles there that you can click. And once you've clicked it, it will remove it from the list because you now have that. Another solution to the ongoing grocery list is to use Thrive Market, who is the sponsor of this video. Thrive Market is an online membership-based grocery store on a mission to make healthy living easier and affordable for everybody. Okay, so I have my latest order here. Let me show you what I got. This is something that we used to purchase at the grocery store, but it was more money. This is from a brand called Lesser Evil, and it is their popcorn, and I specifically like the white cheddar. This is something that I've purchased so many times over the years. I have arthritis. When I use this, I have less pain in my joints. So I make my own granola. I can just go to Thrive Market, and it's so easy to get all the things I need to make my granola. So I have hemp hearts, organic sunflower seeds, chia seeds, organic pumpkin seeds, unsalted, organic ground flaxseed, and shredded coconut that is unsweetened. So those things I was running low on, so I'm so glad to be able to refill all my mason jars where I keep all of these things. Heavenly Hunks. I've already opened this one. Oh my heart, it's oatmeal chocolate chip. It is amazing. Why did I bite that? Now I gotta talk. Okay, organic capers. My husband has this recipe for a really low carb chicken piccata, and you gotta have capers for that. Organic coconut oil, and I use coconut oil a lot, and I use this for my granola. This is definitely a staple in our home. Okay, these are some of the things that I think they sent me for free because I don't remember ordering them. First is this Healthy Living Made Easy book. Gluten-free fusilli. Is that how you say that? Ghee. Ghee is, I think it's clarified butter. I was gonna say that without reading that, I'm so happy. And almond butter that's creamy. It's just almonds, no other ingredients. There are 2 membership tiers for Thrive Market. One is on a monthly basis. I prefer the one that is yearly. That will only be $5 a month. And you will easily save that through your savings in each order. But if you don't, Thrive Market will credit the difference. To make your life simpler and healthier, you can click on the link in the description box below. It's just thrivemarket.com/mindfulmidlife, and you will get 30% off your first order, plus a free gift that's worth about $60 when you join today. So thank you to Thrive Market for sponsoring this portion of the video. Okay, did I have heavenly hunks in my teeth that whole time? You know when you're out shopping and you come across something that you've been looking for quite a while, but you aren't actually sure if it's going to fit because you really don't know the dimensions of that space. Now, yes, you could buy it and then return it later, but that's just going to add another step in your life, and it's just another frustration that you potentially don't have to deal with. So here's an easy solution. I have used this for years. First thing I did was measure all my windows. Measure the inside of the window and then the outside of the window, so you have the whole dimensions. Then you're going to want to measure other spaces in your home that make sense to you. It could be the size of drawers, it could be a size of a closet. You're going to know which ones that you want. Now this is where the technology comes in again. Okay, you know what to do. You can go right here to skip the technical part. So I go to my notes section, and I put mine under folders. You can put it under whatever you want. You can just put it all under iCloud. It doesn't matter. I have mine in my home folder. I'm going to push that, and you can see dimensions right there. I categorize them by windows first. So all the windows in my home, including my sliding glass door, upstairs bathroom, the studio, everything. Then I have other dimensions in my home. If you're a more visual person, you can use a photo to do the same exact thing. So I'm going to take a picture, put it on photo, I'm taking a picture of my doorway. Take the picture. Go out of the camera app and go to your photos. Pull it up, and you're going to now hit edit. At the top, you will see a little circle with looks like a pen inside of it. Hit that. Okay, if you did it as a live, just say okay. And you're going to see a whole bunch of utensils at the bottom of your page. Pick the one that looks like a pen. You can change the color. It's in blue. I don't care. So now I can go and measure my doorway, and I'm going to say it's 6 feet by 4 feet. Hit done. And now that photo is in your list of photos. Now, if you want to collect them in one space so you have all these measurements in one thing, go to albums, hit your plus sign, and do a new album. And you're going to say, I don't know, just dimensions, we'll say. Save. It's going to bring up all your photos, and this is where you can add it in. So I'm just going to push my finger on that picture and hit add at the top right. And now that is in my dimension. So that's another way that you can have your dimensions always with you. So I do this same kind of concept when I'm shopping for makeup. I can never remember my foundation shades. So you can do this same picture trick with your foundation. Sometimes the foundation will have the shade right in the front, like it does with this L'Oreal one. But if not, you can do the whole writing thing on the picture like I just showed you, and write the foundation shade on the picture itself. Then go ahead and put all of these foundation pictures in one album. So when you're shopping and you see the foundation, instead of trying to guess which one it is and buying the wrong one, you can now pull up your photo on your phone and compare the shades to the ones that are there in the store. And I know some countries don't allow you to make returns, so it's really important that you have the right shade. Again, if you don't want to use your phone or technology to do this at all, you can also use another piece of paper or a little notebook that you keep in your purse, and you're just going to list them and write the shade. Okay, one more use of technology, and then we'll get to some really easy things. So my son moved out back in November, and when he moved out, he really wanted some of the recipes that I used so he could do them on his own. Thankfully, a few years ago, my husband and I had taken all of our photos and scanned them into our phones onto the Notes app. All I had to do was share the entire folder with my son. It was that simple. Let me show you how to do it step by step. I promise you, it's not hard. Again, if you want to skip the step by step, go to here on the video. I have my recipe. It literally says this is a recipe. Pull up your Notes section, or Notes app, I should say. You're going to make a folder. At the bottom left, it's a new folder. You can make a folder on your phone only or in the cloud. I recommend doing it in the cloud because you want to be able to share this. And you're going to call it Recipes. And I'm going to put number 2. so I know to delete this. I'm going to pull up my recipes. I'm going to push the little thing at the bottom that looks like you're writing with a piece of paper. Push that, and up will come this blank page, and you'll see in the middle it has a bunch of things, and there's a camera icon. Push your camera icon, and you're going to say scan documents. Don't do the scan text, do the scan documents. Push my scan documents, and up comes, looks like a camera. You need to make sure your recipe is on a flat surface, and it's good if there's contrast to that. So I'm going to take mine and put it on a table. I'm hovering my phone just over the document itself. It will actually take the picture for you. You don't have to push a button. You'll notice when it's done. Hit save. Put your finger on the thing that says scanned document. If you go down to almost to the bottom, it'll say rename. Name it what it is. I'm just saying that this is a test. And it's saved. You don't have to do anything beyond that. And now you can see I have made folders, obviously all the things that you would normally put in a recipe box. Now, if you want to share this with your entire family, you do it exactly like you did for the grocery one. Let's say you made a recipe for somebody and they're like, oh, I'd love this recipe. You don't have to share the whole folder. This is the garlic parmesan chicken skewers. Push that little square with the arrow and text it to that person, and you're just texting that specific recipe. Now, I know some of you have some recipes that your grandmother wrote, or just somebody you love wrote. You don't have to throw away the recipe when you're done. If you have those, still scan them, because you could actually lose them in a fire or a flood, or just losing them, and you'll always have it scanned. But I would go ahead and keep the ones that really mean a lot to you. When it comes to recipes, I find a lot on Instagram that I want to try. And I did show in this video here a way that I save those recipes in collections on the actual Instagram app. So if you want to go to this video and see how I did that, I did the same kind of thing I did here with you guys, is showing you step by step. I'll also put that video down in the description box. Okay, the rest of these have no technology involved. So if you hate technology, the rest of this is for you. There are things that I use every day. Things that no matter where I am in my home, I'm always looking for this. First, I'll tell you what's actually on my list of essentials to have throughout my home, and then I'll show you where I actually put all of these things. Reading glasses, glass cleaners, lip balm, hand cream, cuticle oil or a balm, a nail file, floss or floss picks, tissues for obvious reasons, scissors, my favorite pens. Now let me show you where I have them all. Okay, I have these in 3 different spaces in my bedroom. I have it in a little drawer in my reading nook. I have it next to my bed in my bedstand, and I have them in my makeup table. I have them in a little drawer on top of my desk in my studio. There's a chair in my living room that I sit at almost every single night. There's 2 tables on either side. These things are kind of split between those 2 tables. And lastly, my car. You know when you have that thing that you do in your life that you only do it occasionally, and because you only do it occasionally, you don't remember the steps to do it? Here's a simple solution for that process. Example would be, I need to clean or descale my coffee maker periodically. It will all of a sudden show me this thing that going across the screen that says descale or time to descale or something like that. I could absolutely go get the manual out and read how to do it, because it is a multi-step thing. And finally I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. I need to write this down. For me, I put it in the notes section in my phone, because you know I go to that all the time. Or you could easily just write this on a note card or a piece of paper and tape it to the inside of your cabinet right next to where this coffee maker is, or right next to wherever it is you're doing this multi-step process. This is something that I just started doing probably about a year ago. Is silly, but it actually has saved me a bunch of frustration and aggravation, some of which is because of my arthritis on my hands. I take lids off of many of the products that I use all the time, and I never put them back on. But there are some exceptions. If it's something that doesn't dry out with the lid off of it, I'm gonna keep the lid off. A lot of the things of like skincare I'll keep because if I'm going to travel, I need to put it back on the bottle or the spray bottle before I put it in my bag to travel. But when I'm home and using it on a daily basis, I can just keep it off and I just put it in a drawer. Obviously, be careful what you do this with. Obviously, if it's something that if it fell over and it would spill all over the place, I'm going to keep the lid on. And I know that just seems silly, but for me, having to pull something off sometimes, it just hurts. I don't need to keep putting this thing on and off again. It just makes sense to keep it off. Okay, let's face it, mornings can be difficult, and let's just not talk about Monday mornings. It's very frustrating if you use something every day and then you go to use that the next morning and it's not refilled. Really? Oh, stink. Ugh. Seriously? Really? Are you kidding me? Okay, that was a bit dramatic. One thing that has always helped me and my family is to sometime during the weekend, I will go throughout my home and do refills. It just takes me a couple minutes because sometimes things don't need to be refilled. If there's anything that I can cap off, I'm gonna go ahead and do it instead of waiting for it to actually run to empty, unless getting it to empty is important for freshness. So here's the things that I usually go through and refill. If you want some more very practical ways to simplify your life, I'm going to put that video right here. Thank you so much to Thrive Market for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to click on the link in the description box to get 30% off your first order and a free gift that's worth about $60. I'll see you maybe in this video or another one. God bless.